The DX system offers a 3-door access controller on board when used with the Ness UltraProx addressable readers for up to 55 users. There are currently 3 Ness addressable card reader models: the 101014 standard UltraProx reader, 101082 UltraProx card reader and keypad, and the 101188 MyFair card reader. Optionally, the system will support a single third-party card reader that is 26-bit Wiegand. This can be used for access control to operate doors and gates, or arm and disarm the system from access cards, fobs, or pins. It is even possible to attach a biometric fingerprint reader for keyless entry. The 106012 Wiegand interface board is required to connect card readers to the panel. This module simply plugs into the panel and is mounted inside the housing using the supplied glide rails. The 106013 relay board is required to offer dry contacts for switching doors and gates. If more than 4 outputs are required, the 106011 output expander can be added to the system. This will allow door open too long alarms and additional auxiliary outputs to be programmed. The 106013 relay board can simply wire into the outputs of the expander for dry contacts. If it is required to operate maglocks or door strikes, an additional power supply is required. The Ness POW315 is a 3A 12V auxiliary power supply with battery backup. Do not use the DX power supply to directly power locks. A shielded data cable is required to connect the card readers to the panel. The reader requires 4 wires for operation and additional wires if the LED or the buzzer need to be controlled. The cable must have an aluminium shield which will attach to the ground at the panel end only. Leave the other end of the cable's shield open. 24-strand figure 8 cable is suitable for powering door strikes and electronic maglocks. It is not recommended to use a lighter gauge cable such as 7 or 14 strand for powering locks. Circuit protection diodes are required to protect the system from voltages from the door strikes and maglocks. When a lock is energized, it will store charge and dissipate this charge through the ground lines when voltage is removed. This charge can make its way back into the electronics of the system and can cause issues. Some locks have built-in protection, but most locks don't. Always inquire with Ness technical support if you are unsure. To configure the reader address of the 101014 Ness UltraProx reader, attach the violet wire to the green wire for reader number 1, attach it to the white wire for reader number 2, and the black wire for reader number 3. Without attaching the violet wire to any of the above, the reader will operate as a third-party reader and will only allow single door control from reader number 1. To configure the reader address for the 101082 Ness UltraProx keypad reader, enter install programming mode in the card reader by pressing the star key followed by the install code followed by the hash key. Enter 82 followed by the reader number followed by a hash. The 101188 MyFair card reader must be addressed by Ness staff before purchase. Your local Ness branch will set the reader address before sale. Please allow advance notice, preferably 24 hours, to ensure the technician on site can set the reader address for you. To program access cards into the system, first enter into installer programming mode, then enter the user location number from P202E to P256E where you would like to program the cards. Enter the extra options menu for the user code by pressing exclude followed by E on an LCD keypad or the extra options button on a navigator keypad. Select the readers the user can access with options 6E through to 8E. Note that options 1E and 2E will also set arm and disarm for the user. Deselect both 1 and 2E if only door control is required. To learn the card into the user location, enter 1E on an LCD keypad or press the Program Access card on a Navigator keypad. Present the card to one of the readers. The system keypad will beep 3 times to indicate a successful read. Users that have access to arm the panel from a card reader are required to badge their card 2 times to arm the system. It is also possible to install a press button next to the reader and badge a card, then press the button to arm the system. Both these options can be set at the same time or both disabled. If a user has access to disarm the system will disarm on the first read. Disable the option P301E4E to prevent any user from disarming the system with a card. To allow control of the auxiliary outputs from a card reader, the card reader must first be mapped to the auxiliary output. This is achieved by locations P121E through to P124E with the option 8E enabled. P121E applies to auxiliary 1 and P124E to auxiliary 4. Enabling 8E at any of these locations allows a card reader to trigger the output. We then need to go to the reader output matrix location to set the reader to the output. P318E is for reader number 1, 328E for reader number 2, and P338E for reader number 3. Enable 1E through to 8E to trigger the auxiliary outputs. Multiple outputs can be selected. Set the pulse time for the reader's output at location P319E, 329E, and 339E. If a request to exit input is required, these are hard-coded to zones 5, 6, and 7 in the panel. Enable these zones as request to exit inputs for readers 1, 2, and 3 at location P301E, 5E, 6E, and 7E. When enabling one of these zones as a request to exit input, it will automatically disable the security feature for the zone. If installing a door open too long alarm, the door zone can be configured with option P303E and then select the zone followed by E. This will now use this zone input to monitor the door. The door open too long timer can be set at P304E. Additional options are available for door open too long alarms at P305E.